Hi, this is Shanker, and after a long time today, I'm going to talk about Saturn and Moon conjunction. Now, anybody who sees this conjunction comes and says, I wish you, it's very bad, problems, not a good thing to have in the horoscope, etc., etc. But let's understand there is no planet which is good and there is no planet which is bad. They all have a composite of things. And everything has to be seen in the context of Desh, Kal, and Patra. I mean, the place where you're staying, the times, that is Kali Yuga, and what is the your potential. Everybody is born with a balance sheet, and in that balance sheet, you are born with a bowl which can contain 100 liters water or 1 kg of water, whatever it is. But then even you can have this there, this particular combination, it can give you good results, it can give you bad results. Saturn is a planet which talks about, it's about land, it's about mountains, it's about marshy areas, it's about rocks, it's about karma, it's about working, it's about walking, the way you walk, it's about your eyes, the way you see, so on and so forth. Saturn is a planet which is basically how a person walks, what is the attitude of the person, in which the way he does the karma to pave his life. Now, Saturn is a judge. I mean, Saturn doesn't do anything itself. When it has moon, things change. Now, what happens? What is moon? Moon is water. Moon is emotions. Moon is like something which just flows. Moon can be, I mean, it's like waves. It's you have the waves of the ocean. You have a small pond. You have a small ditch. You have a good fountain, and all of them have a different impact when you see them. So that is what moon signifies. I mean, I'm talking metaphorically and poetically, or in terms to explain you. So that is what moon is. Moon is about emotions, and it can be depicted. Water, it gives beauty. It's a fountain, but it has no depth. You have an ocean. You have Ganges, the river. You have beauty. So all these things are right. Water. Water is a depiction of moon. Moon is about mother, moon is about emotions, moon is about general wealth, moon is about happiness, so on and so forth. And one of the most important things which I keep on saying is that you will be successful if you do a thing happily. Happiness is very important. Anything which you do with a happy mood, with happiness, with lightning, you're going to be a better off person, even if you don't succeed, even if you fail. I mean, failure is a pillar of success. So, you're going to be better off. So, Saturn and Moon as combination, I mean, you have to see things how they are. What Saturn says, what Moon says. Now, coming to the present thing, Kali Yuga. Saturn is about masses, people. And Moon is about communication. So, it is everything to do with mass communication, dealing with people, all this, talking, computers, talking to people, talking your way out. Again, in talking, you can be doing straight talking, or you could be doing sweet talking, getting your work done and getting away, deception, so on and so forth. That all would come under Saturn and Moon. Saturn and Moon together talk about communication, and more towards mass communication in terms of in terms of your profession. Now, Saturn and Moon is a combination which I have generally seen does give money. It is good for non-life things. Today, money is very important. I think next to God, or even above God, money is important. And money, I've seen, people, we have all seen anybody who has money, even if he does the wrong things, people say you're right. Where he stands, the posture, everything changes. The personality of a person changes when he gets more and more money, especially if he gets a sudden rise of money. So money is very critical. Money comes by karma. Now, what karma is, the way you do the karma and how you do it is impacted by Saturn and Moon. A lot of things which I tell you is out of my experience of 40 years. You can go to my site at shankersari.com. You can write to me on my WhatsApp mobile 9818733,000, 9818733,000. If you have any queries, if you've done any research where we can interact. This is a hobby for me. This is not a profession. It's just the love for the science. I do it. I got it from my father. It is during the period of Shraddh. This is video I make remembering him and also a tribute to him in terms of, and a lot of things which I tell you will be the way he used to explain me. I mean, I've been doing this the last 40 years, and before that, my father was a very senior bureaucrat. He did a book on Venus, a good book on Venus, which is referred even today by the best of people. We used to, with Sri K.N. Rao, who is astrologer, reckoned with today, who dedicated his life to astrology even after his retirement. He started teaching astrology through, institutionalized astrology by teaching it to Bharati Vidya Bhagwan. We used to all go to his house. A lot of very other bureaucrats used to come. We used to sit down. That time D charts were very important. We used to talk about D charts. I used to be listening, and it used to end by Vishnu Sahasranam. We used to sit on the floor. There was the astrology has to have intuition. You have to be a good person. You have to have something which is there, which makes you to find the right vector, and that is again very important. That is why I told you this. So with this, I talk about Saturn and Moon to you. Saturn and Moon, explain to you what Saturn is and what Moon is. Saturn and Moon in the first house gives money, but the way it gives money is Saturn is here. You earn money by a person being very rude, by doing activities which are harsh, by being a little wicked, by being a little crooked, by being a little Martian in his tendency, by thinking a little out of the box, by doing something which is very different. He earns money in this way. Saturn in the second house, Saturn and Moon in the second house as a conjunction is very good, because here, let's forget the Rashis. I'm just talking about house, and these predictions will come correct. Try them out even in the houses. Saturn and Moon in the second house will, of course, it's a good house because here Moon gets exalted. The energies in second house are of Jupiter, which again is very good. It is also the house of Venus, which is a friend of Saturn. So Saturn and Moon here together will give you money, will give you respect, will give you a person which is, which is where a person would be respected, will have money, and generally it is good. This is a positive aspect of Saturn and Moon in second house. There are negative aspects of each house which Saturn and Moon gives, which I will talk later. I'm not talking. Let's talk about the positive things. And positive things here, when I say wealth, just don't take wealth. The wealth, money buys a lot of things. Money gives you clothes, money gives you happiness, money gives you equipments, electronics. So each house also, depicts a lot of these things which you have to superimpose, because if I tell them, then the whole the video would become about 2 hours or so. It could become a very big discussion. Saturn in the third house again is good. Saturn here has got the energies of Mars and Mercury. Moon is a good friend of Mars. Saturn is a good friend of Mercury. Here again, third house, the person will be straight, will be clear, will be emotional, will have wealth. Now the important here, everywhere I will talk about wealth, and you translate wealth depending where it will be used, depending on the third house. Third house is also for brothers, and it's also for communication. So, that part of it is there. So Saturn and Moon would here give you money, but here Saturn and Moon gives you money which is not earned by you. It is there. It is available with you. You have got it in विरासत. आपको विरासत में मिली है. आपको अपने पूर्वजों से मिली है वो पैसा. You've got it through your ancestors, but you have money to spend and you lead a good life. Saturn and Moon in fourth house. Fourth house is for masses, it's for people, it's for doing work. So Saturn and Moon in the fourth house is also about mass communication. It's also the way you talk. If Saturn and Moon is in the fourth house and you have a strong Sun which is in the first, seventh, or 10th house, or first, seventh, 10th house, a strong Sun with Saturn and Moon in the fourth house is a very good combination for a politician, for an orator, especially for a politician, where you will deal with masses and you will be successful and earn money through that. Also, you will be able to take land, properties, etc., because that is what fourth house signifies. Saturn and Moon in the fifth house is a good combination for you to earn money through speculation, through various financial schemes, etc. But here again, Saturn and Moon, as I always told you, is Saturn and Moon together would make you earn money through speculation, but by a way where you will con people, where you would go to the, we have so many areas where people come on the WhatsApp and say you invest in this particular scheme, they give you money for 1 year, and after 1 year, they, you lose all your money, or other Ponzi schemes which comes, a lot of other things which happen, things like what which we have seen in the case of the very big company of Uttar Pradesh, and so many other schemes which are there. West Bengal is full of it. People like that who make money through speculation. By those methods, you earn money. You also earn money through women. You could be a manager to an actor in the best form, and you could do various other things also to earn money when Saturn and Moon is in the fifth house. So it is through women, conning women, or through speculation. But in the way I've told you, I will not go into the details. Saturn and Moon in the sixth house, again, is a house where you will own your own house. Saturn and Moon sixth house gives you your own house. It makes you have your own house, possess your own house. It makes you possess property, but it makes you get that money by acquiring land which is not your land, acquiring land of people who are poor in some way or the other, in acquiring properties in ways which we all know the way properties are acquired by a lot of people who do that. And so Saturn in sixth house will make you have land, will make you have things, but in ways where you use your strength, where you use your power, where you use your negativities, where you use your day-to-day ways of, ways by which you are able to grab land and make house. You can make a small. If your horoscope is strong, you make a juggi. If your horoscope is strong, आप बड़ा सा उस पे आशियाने भी पहले बना सकते हैं, earn money out of it. Saturn and Moon in the seventh house again is good for partnership. It is also good for business. It is also good for businesses where you have to deal with people. But again, here again, you have this tendency of earning quick money by partnering, making quick money in ways which would be like seventh house is also banking, etc., where you take money from the bank, you take more money, and you declare bankrupt, and in the whole process you do make money for yourself. So you're a moneyed man. But Saturn and Moon in the seventh house does make you earn money and have all the wealth. Their way is one example I'm telling you. Saturn and Moon in eighth house, you would be good in financing, in structuring finance, in structuring things in a way by which money cannot be seen. I mean, money is hidden in property. Money is hidden, in some way where you go around the system, where you go around the rules, where you go around things, and that is big, but it can be also done in a small way. Like if you are let's say the lowest community, you start a committee, you tell 10 people to come and give money, and then you run away with the money. Or you tell somebody with some scheme, okay, I'll invest money for you. You invest money for him for some time. You do all that, and then you are away from, you walk away from that and do something else, so on and so forth. It can be also, I'm not saying that it is always negative, it will also depend on 7 other planets. If there is Jupiter and other planets which help these 2 planets, you may do this thing, all these things, and get away. So Saturn in 8th house, Saturn and Moon in 8th house does this. Saturn and Moon in the 9th house will make you earn money through, teaching, by teaching, by selling fortune, by being a guru of the likes of the one in Punjab, the one in Gujarat. We should not be taking names. You have people, the spiritual gurus, the spiritual people who can talk, who look like gurus, who talk like gurus, who have ashrams. I mean, it is a whole institutionalized business which is done by them, in which they are able to attract people and earn wealth through that. The Saturn and Moon in 9th house is by using religion in a way by which you talk your way out, by you sell the whole thing in a way by which people get attracted. So Saturn and Moon in 9th house, एक आजकल को तो बहुत ही प्रचलित है कि आप इतने सारे आश्रम हैं, कौन सा आश्रम सही है, कौन सा गलत है, कहाँ क्या हो रहा है, कहाँ से पैसा आ रहा है, कहाँ जा रहा है. So that is how Saturn and Moon in 9th house, but it does give you wealth that way. Saturn and Moon in 10th house again makes you earn money as you earn in Saturn and Moon in the 1st house, but here the difference is there. I told you in the 1st house the person is tough, the person is a little aggressive, but here Moon takes a better position, and you're able to earn money in a way by which you are more softer, you are more emotive, you are a better talker, by which you're able to gain your prestige and more through the and more in your as an entrepreneur. So 10th house, basically I've seen people becoming entrepreneurs. So what you do is you break things, you are able to Saturn and Moon in 10th I've seen it's like taking a car and then selling the carburetor to somebody, the gear to somebody, to seat to somebody. So you break things to sell it. Here I've given the example of car. It could be anything. It could be a human being also. You could be selling a lot of human organs also. So it depends what you do. So Saturn and Moon in 10th house is like this. In the 11th house is in a similar way, and you will be able to talk your way out. You will have a very sweet way of talking and making friends, getting into a very good relationship with them, winning their trust, and then using them to take money. Saturn and Moon in 12th house also gives you a lot of money from sources which are from foreign countries, by let's say by getting things which from ways which people do not know. Rahu is there, the energy of Rahu and Jupiter is there. So on the one hand, you will do things, you will get things which could be important for the general public, general people, but in a way which is out of the box. I mean, if you're told that the right way to, say, do transportation, 12th house is foreign country, if you have to transport something in a particular way, X, which is the rule, you will take the Y route, which is out of the box, but which you again save money. It also will, you can earn money through various other things, like things which make you sleep, which makes a person go into hallucination. So that is the way you can earn money, and people do earn money when Saturn and Moon is in the 12th house. So you have to understand what these two um, planets are there. Saturn is black, and water is, you know, it's like white. It's like a black thing put into water or ink put into the water. The color changes. So Saturn and Moon, always when they are together, it is like water and ink coming together, and the color changing. So that is what Saturn and Moon signifies. And Saturn and Moon both signifies, as I've told you, Saturn is land, mountain, marsh, desert, and Moon is both the other things like from a small ditch, from a small pond with no length and breadth, no depth, with no length and breadth, to the ocean, which has, you know, great breadth, and so that is what Moon signifies. It depends on how strong they are, and depending on the strength, and depending on your other planets, especially Jupiter, you could do things which I have tried to hint at you, and make huge money out of them, and be rich. Also, if other planets are not weak, at some point you will make money, and then you may get into issues which are of different kinds, and you don't enjoy. Saturn and money is, you don't really enjoy the wealth which I'm coming now, is what happens when Saturn and Moon is there. Saturn and Moon in the first house will make you, earn money, but it would also lead to a situation where when you want the money, you will not get it. You will not have it for yourself. It will elude you. With money at the right time, when the problem is there, you will not have it. Saturn and Moon in second house is a good place to have. Saturn and Moon in the third house, I have seen, leads to issues of liquidity, great issues of liquidity. It also can lead to, you being also lead to situations where you can be, I'm not getting the right word for it, but kind of a situation where you're robbed, not attacked. That was the word coming into my mind. You can be robbed. Saturn and Moon in second house, I said, is good, but you should be careful. Whenever Saturn and Moon in second house, you tend to get attacked by हथियार. किसी हथियार, कोई आपको लोहे से मार सकता है, सर पे आपका लोहा चल सकता है, आपके सर पे प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है. Somebody can hit you. You can get hit, both internally. You can have a brain hemorrhage. Externally, by a rod. So Saturn and Moon in second house also is that way. It is creates a problem for yourself. Saturn and Moon in the third house is, I've told you, it leads. I mean, you could be robbed. It's not also very good for your younger brother, younger sister especially. And Saturn and Moon in the first house, I've told you will not be able to use the money when you want to use, because you will store the money in such a way that you will not be able to take it out. It is said that in the Purans and in the books that Saturn and Moon in the first house, you tend to put the money underground. So when you need the money, you can't tell a person go to that place and get it. So in the present context, you put the money in such a way that when you need money and when you are in problems, you will not be able to get it. Saturn and Moon in the fourth house, if it is Sun is bad and the other planets are bad, you would at the end of the day, if it can give you, it can make you to go to heights. But Saturn and Moon in the fourth house, when Sun is weak, other planets do not support you. At the end of the day, you could land into a pond, which is like, I would say, a pond of full of blood. You could be in a situation where you could be surrounded by people, by issues, by circumstances, which could be from prison to court to getting or you're told house arrest. Politicians, others are put into house arrest, running away from a place, etc., etc. Saturn and Moon can in fourth house do? कहते हैं एक खूनी कुआं में आप फंस जाते हैं, खून का कुएं में फंस जाते हैं. You are surrounded by problems where you are always fearful of death. So that is what, and the word used is khuni kuan. Saturn and Moon in fifth house is not good for children. Remember, Moon is a lady, Moon is love, and it's you get entangled with black hair, and when you get entangled with black hair, then you get entangled, you get a bad name because of woman. Children will not do well in life. I've also said in Saturn Moon, you may earn money through speculation. One thing I would add also, Saturn money makes you earn also through ladies. Now, ladies does not mean the wrong sense. It could be you could be a public relation manager, to an actor, to whatever, anything else, which I would leave to imagination. But here, it is not good for your children. It is not good for your mother. It is not good for your relationship and love affairs. Relationship and for the person whom you love. Everybody loves somebody at some point of time, has feelings for somebody at some point of time. So Saturn and Moon there, it's a poison for that particular thing. Saturn and Moon in the sixth house would eventually give you will give you kind of deception, and deception will be either through ladies, it could be through money, it could be through people who are around you. A day-to-day life, people who are there around you, day-to-day life, whom you have trusted with, will deceive you. You'll create problem, will create negativity for you. Saturn in seventh house, be careful. It can give you problems with your eyes. It can make you blind. Saturn in seventh house is also, in case of profession, it gives you money, as I've told you earlier, but it's like a blind horse which runs, sometimes gives you money, puts you into problem. It's like a water, it's like a big kind of a boat, big एक जहाज है जो पानी पे चल रहा है, rudderless, it doesn't have a rudder, but at times it comes to good places, you enjoy it. At times it is in bad waters. So it has a tendency of ups and downs in life, and ups and downs in businesses, problems in relationships. So Saturn and Moon in seventh house, therefore, is not so good. Is that this is the negative part of Saturn and Moon in eighth house, which is sad. Saturn and Moon in eighth house. In the eighth house will also be a period where every 8 or 9 years you would work hard. You would work hard to come up, but will not be able, will rise for 8 to 9 years. After that, there will be a downfall due to some reason. Again, you'll come up for 9 years. Again, there will be a downfall. So it's a life where I've seen the people between 7 to 9 years. Every 7 to 9 years, they have the potential to earn, and the way they are going to earn, I have told you always, but they'll always go for a downfall. Things like going abroad, even sometimes eighth house will give you going not to the not imprisonment, because that has to be connection to the 12th house, 4th, 8th and 12th, second have to be connected. That is different. Even go to the courts a number of time. It is also not good for the family of your wife, will not be well disposed to you. Your father's health will not be good, or anybody whom you consider your guru, your person whom you like, the health of that person, or he will not be well disposed to you. You may respect him, but he may not have a good relationship with you. Saturn in ninth house, again, it will give you a kind of a problem where your fortune is diseased. You will get when I say fortune is diseased, दैट इज़ आपका जो भाग्य होगा वो कभी भी उसके अंदर कोई खुशी नहीं होगी. You will not have the happiness. You may earn again in the way I have explained, money, finance, in the way you have, but there will be no happiness in the whole, um, uh, in the whole attitude and the way you earn money, because ultimately today money is important. People do earn money, but what is important is at the end of the day is happiness. You may be laughing, you may be wearing branded clothes, you may be a millionaire, you may have people to make you laugh, but if you're not internally happy, it's of no use. A person not having all that and being happy inside is a person who is actually happy. He is not bothered the between a rich man and a billionaire. A poor man is not comparing himself to a billionaire. So a billionaire may have branded clothes, may be going in big cars, may have 100 people to make you laugh, may apply for us also. But if this combination is that it happens, and then, at the end of the day, you're not happy with your fortune. That is what happens. You're not respected by your elders. People do not value the way you've made your fortune. So the elders, the gurus, the people around you, they don't value the money, the way you have made your fortune. It's negative. I mean, it is not good. उसका आपको उसकी इज्जत नहीं मिलती उस चीज़ की जो आपको मिली है. Saturn and Moon in 10th house and 11th house is a place where you have the money, but when you need the money, you don't get it. That is what happens it's typically I've seen in both these houses, Saturn, Moon, 10th and 11th. When you need the money, you are arrested. You are not well. You need the money desperately for yourself. That's the time when the money is not there. It is not manageable. It is somewhere you're not unable to get it, and you feel it's the most frustrating thing which can happen to a person. So that is what is the negative aspect of Saturn and Moon in 10th and 11th. Saturn and Moon in 12th house is not good for the ladies in your life. It is not good for pleasure of bed. It is not good for you. You don't get sleep. It's usually said that you eat in the day, you work in the day, and you sleep at night. But here, a person works at night. So when a person works at night, a person doesn't get sleep at night. You can see what all he's doing. So at the end of the day, this combination of Saturn and Moon does provide you with the power of gaining wealth. But the most important thing, irrespective of everything, Saturn and Moon together will never give you happiness. It is a negation of happiness, your day-to-day happiness. It is also not good for your children, and it cuts you. It is never stability. It never gives you stability. It will always give you a period good. Again, it is negative, and you have to keep on changing paths. Cutting yourself, cutting your plans, cutting your actions, changing your routes, and that too without a focus. It just happens, and you're doing it on a day-to-day basis. So certainly Saturn Moon together will give this to your life. Saturn and Moon, I have told you, has the potential of giving you money. I've explained to you how it gives you money. It is a very important combination today in Kali Yuga because it rules communication and mass communication. Communication and mass communication, when this planet and the other 7 planets, let's say Jupiter, Mars, Sun, supports them, then what happens is then you can become a big man. You do become known, although you may go to the prison, you may do negative things, etc. But you get recognized. Saturn and Moon, I've also told you, in the 9th house also makes you to earn money as a guru earns by defrauding people by, making ashrams, etc. So, you may get caught, etc., etc. If your other planets are not good, but if your other planets are good, you may do those things, keep on doing those things, keep on earning money, and have a good facade in front of you, which may remain till the end. But at the end of the day, it is something where you are living a life where you're not walking straight. Saturn and Moon together doesn't make you walk straight. It doesn't let your hands remain clean. You are not a giver the way you should. You do not have friends and relationships which are permanent in nature. You are a person who may look very great, very nice, but there is deception. The way you work is about deception. You may be very polite to get your work done, but as soon as your work is done, you go off. You may put scheme, etc., before others, make money, and then get away from that particular person. So these are all karmas which Saturn and Moons makes you do, or gives you that particular, आपके अंदर वो भावना, एक जज्बा देगी ऐसे काम करने के लिए, ऐसे चलने के लिए in life. Now it is for you to decide whether it's good or bad, but that is what this combination gives you. But it doesn't make you happy. Again, I repeat it, and happiness is something which comes when you walk straight. You may walk fast, but walk straight. You should have a goal, very good purpose. You walk with your hands clean, you work with your hands. You have your eyes which is straight and clear, you can look eye to eye. You have people, friends, relationships who are with you, who walk with you, who respect you. And that is what I call a person who is really successful. But here, in this present Kali Yuga, present days, the other things which I have told you, also most of the people are there who are successful today. And with things like communication and ways of communication increasing, this particular combination is becoming a potent combination with people having negative traits, earning money, but quotient of happiness will never be there when Saturn and Moon are together. It is like Ketu upside down. Ketu is a karmic planet, and whenever Saturn and Moon is together, Ketu is upside down. Ketu is Jupiter. It is like it is the chela of Jupiter. It is what Jupiter is. What it follows Jupiter. So it makes you unhappy. It at the end of the day, Saturn and Moon, people may show that they have vairagya, that they don't care for the world, and etc., etc. But that may not be the reason. It's a show. So Saturn and Moon will show that I don't care for the world. I'm a very good man. I'm living a good life, and I'm very happy. I'm alone. I'm meditating. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. But internally, it will never. Internally, the person is not that. He's just opposite of that. And this is Saturn and Moon conjunction will give this. But if Saturn and Moon are aspecting each other, especially the seventh aspect, these things would apply. Then look at the houses separately. Places where Moon gets exalted or debilitated, and it gets connected with Saturn, things will change. So how much will it be, and how will be the intensity would depend upon a lot of other things. Small things which you could do is, whenever you have Saturn and Moon together, that is what my father told me, that whenever Saturn and Moon is together, feed snakes. We all have a relationship. Man, in our Indian philosophy, in the Indian theme, we always have a deity with some power. We'll have an animal, and we have a tree associated. So there is an association with animal, man, and tree, and much more. That is a very simplified part of it, of the whole quantum physics, if you go deep into it, into the theory of energy. So, there is a logic. If you feed a snake when you have Saturn and Moon together. Feed snake with milk, it always helps you. Saturn is iron, and if your Saturn and Moon together, have a small Saturn box. Saturn means iron box, and put a silver bowl or a silver kind of a cup which is there with some water, and put it in the house. It does help to some extent. But if you have Saturn, Moon, and also somewhere connected with Mars, then you don't put water, you put things of Mars or Sun, which is there, like gold, jaw, those kinds of things are put there. So, these things do have a little impact. Destiny, however, cannot be changed. But yes, the way you walk your destiny is in yours. As I say, that you're born with a balance sheet, which tells you that these things will happen. I mean, you can rise to a level of, you are a missile which can go to 10 meters or to 1,000 meters or to a kilometer or reach the moon. But how to take the missile straight in the right way, or to take the missile in a negative way, as I've told you, when Saturn and Moon is various, is on your own free will, which is there, which again depends on, the way you're born, the way your parents teach you. Parents do have an impact, the environment, etc., plays a role, which is prarabdha, and that is important. So this combination should be evaluated in a very effective way, in a very deep way, and also the other 7 planets are very important to be seen to predict exactly what will happen, how will it happen, when it will happen. But I have told you what is the impact of Saturn and Moon together with my experience of astrology. With this, I end my video. I hope you've liked it. Again, I repeat, 9818733000 is my WhatsApp number where you can message. You can also write to my, you can go to my site, shankerstudy.com, and if you have a very, very serious query, you can go to my site, askshanker.com. Put your query. If I have the time, it should be a serious query, a serious problem, an issue which you're grappling with. You can put it there. I'll try to answer it. This is a hobby for me. It's a religion. It's a thing which I love to do. It's a thing which I read. I've bought books which are written in Persian languages, got them translated in Urdu, read them. There is a missing link. There is a lot which is there. It is not that Saturn somewhere there is affecting you. It's all about quantum physics, which would come, and slowly after 100 years or maybe even 50 years, we could disappear from one place and be at another point. I mean, go to another place. Time and distance will become a non-issue for even a human being. He can, from one place, he can go to the other place and be there at that time with, in nanoseconds. And that is possible. That is being done. It will be possible, and it will become possible. So, this is, this science has its validity, has its impact. With my limited knowledge, I have explained to you today about Saturn and Moon conjunction, how it is good for live things, for non-live things, how they come, and how it is not good for live things. So live things, wherever Saturn and Moon is together, it will also create problems in the relationships which those houses talk about. Saturn, Moon, 4th house will affect your mother, 5th house children, 6th house uncle, 7th house wife, 9th house guru, 10th house is your the people at large, the people who matter, who know you, who are around you. It's about prestige, it's about your karma. So the people who actually are near you know your karmas, friends, and also, Saturn and Moon together. Let's say I've talked about 12th house is about strategy. You make money through strategy. You make money behind the scene. Now, behind the scene, the money, and by making strategy, it could be positive strategy. It could help the nation. It could be strategies by which you sell the nation and make money. So, so this combination is a very unique combination, which gives, but I've seen mostly it gives to take. It gives but doesn't, you don't get the advantage of it. I've also explained to you by being Saturn, by being in the 10th and 11th house and various other houses, that when you need money, you don't have it. So it's a truly fascinating conjunction. I can keep on talking hours about this, but you have to see it in respect to other planets also. दूसरे planets के परिप्रेक्ष्य में भी देखना पड़ेगा आपको, तभी आप इस पे फाइनल आप बता सकते हैं एग्जैक्टली क्या होगा. बट द कम्बिनेशन से क्या होता है क्या नहीं हो सकता, दैट आई हैव टोल्ड ट्राई टू टेल यू. आई होप यू लाइक दिस वीडियो. Thanks and bye for now. Thank you very much if you listen to the video till the end. Thank you.